Hi there, it's Jennifer, and I'm here to do another video in my series about walking. This should be a really short video, and this one is really just about what to do before you go out for a walk. There's just a couple of things to consider for this. The first thing is that you need to be hydrated. Now that's not something that you can just take care of on the morning of a walk. You can't just walk around dehydrated all the time, slam a couple glasses of water before you go out and be well hydrated. I was reading the other day that some ridiculous percentage, like 65% or more of Americans walk around chronically dehydrated. And so it's not good. We need to be well hydrated when we're exercising. And so more than just getting up in the morning and thinking about drinking a glass of water, if you're gonna start exercising, if you're gonna start walking on a regular basis, even if you're not, it's just a good idea to be hydrated. And there are some different schools of thought on how much water we should drink in a day, and water, you know, it's not just about drinking anything. It's about drinking water, because certain kinds of things like coffee and tea and stuff like that can actually kind of act as diuretics, and so we lose fluids. And so this is truly about the amount of water that you're intaking. So some people say, you know, 8-ounce glasses of water a day. There are some people who talk about the amount of water you drink in relation to your body weight. But there is one school of thought that says that you should take your body weight and then half of your body weight and then drink that number of ounces. So for example, if you weighed 140 pounds, half of 140 is 70, so you would drink 70 ounces of water a day. So there are some people that talk about drinking your water by following that formula. So anyway, it's just a good idea to be drinking water regularly. And so you might want to be thinking about just increasing your water intake. Now, on the morning of a walk, is it good to go have some water? Yeah, I don't like to chug a whole bunch, because then I get out on the walk and I have to pee. And so I don't want to have to try to find a spot for that, or head back to the house. So I don't usually drink a whole lot, but if I'm going to be out for more than an hour, then I bring water with me. I'm going to be talking about some of the gear that you can have when you're going out on walks, and I use this little belt that holds water bottles, so when I'm going on longer distances, you can just bring a little water bottle with you, you know, if you don't need to have anything fancy for that. So anyway, so be hydrated. That is good. So the next thing to think about is eating something. Don't just go out on a walk with an empty stomach. You need some energy. But you also don't want to eat something really heavy, like having eggs and bacon for breakfast before you go out is probably not going to do very well. For me, it just sits in my stomach, and it just doesn't feel good. Plus, your body is putting so much energy into digesting that it's not able to put that energy into the places where you need it, where you're on a walk. So typically, before I go on a walk, I might have a smoothie, one of those green smoothies that has vegetables and fruit in it. Typically before a race, I will have like a banana and a half a bagel or something. So those are kind of starchy, easy for your body to break down, and those tend to sit well for me. So you'll have to kind of experiment with that to see what works for you. It might be some kind of a granola bar or something like that, but you don't want anything that's really heavy and is gonna sit in your stomach like a brick. The last thing, so this is probably going to be a short video, the last thing is to stretch or not to stretch. That is the question. Years ago, people used to vigorously stretch before exercise, and more recently, experts are saying that that's not a good idea, because your muscles are tight and they're not warmed up, and so if you vigorously stretch, you're going to risk pulling something and injuring yourself. Now, I am talking about, this series is a walking series, but there are many runners who I've talked to who say that what they do before they start a run, rather than stretch, is that they walk for a little while before. And then as soon as their muscles start to warm up, then they start running. And so as walkers, really the best thing to do is just to start walking at a slower pace. Just go at a leisurely pace, and that is your warm-up. And then after you've gone a half a mile or so and you feel like the blood's flowing and your muscles are starting to warm up and loosen up, then you can increase your pace. So you really don't need to stretch before. Stretching afterwards can be helpful because now you are loosened up, so you can work on some stretches afterwards. But you just need to be really careful that you don't want to do something when your muscles are cold that, that causes you to do some damage to them. That's really it. So yeah, if you're thinking about starting to get moving or get moving at longer distances, then also be considering how you are hydrating your body and having regular intake of water, drinking a little bit before you go out, possibly bringing some water with you, also eating a little something that's not too heavy, and rather than stretching beforehand, just work on walking a little bit slower and then increasing your pace after you warm up. So I hope these things were helpful. I hope you guys are doing well with your walking. You know what, if you are making a decision to walk more, or you're thinking about possibly doing a race as a walker in the future, I would so love to hear about that. So I'd just love it if you would comment in the space below and tell me about your plans, and also if there are any questions you have about walking that you think I might be able to answer, I can at least point you in the right direction for some good answers on that. Remember, I'm not an expert. I'm just somebody who does a lot of walking, and so I can possibly answer some of your questions. Hope you guys are doing well, and I hope I'll see you again on Busy Being Jen. Remember, if you're not subscribed to my channel, just hit that button right there and YouTube will let you know when I upload new videos. Take care, you guys. Bye-bye.